Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Isma. Today I'll share about why you should buy a Japanese car. Before we start, do you know this type of cars? Yes, it's Nissan GTR R34. This is Honda Civic Type R FK8 and lastly, legendary Toyota Supra. If you know this car, you is truly a fan of Japanese cars. The automotive industry in Japan is one of the most prominent and the largest industry in the world. Japanese manufactured automotive includes Toyota, Honda, Nissan, Mazda, Subaru, Mitsubishi, Suzuki, Isuzu, Daihatsu, and also Mitsubishi. Japanese also have a luxury car brand like Lexus, Acura, Infiniti, Toyota Crown, and also Toyota Century. Fun fact is the Nissan GTR is the best Japanese sports car of all time, and other brand is Mazda MX-5. It's the world's best-selling sport cars. The Japanese automotive industry has gone from strength to strength in the last 50 years. Although everyone thinks of Japanese vehicle as relatively recent innovation, the fact is that the Far East nation started building its own cars around the same time as the US and many European nations. Honda and Toyota seem to claim the most spots in the top 10 on a yearly basis. However, Japanese cars manufacturers like Nissan, Subaru, and Mitsubishi also usually have one or two models in the top 10. Even if one of their models is not in the top 10, every major Japanese car manufacturer has one or two models listed among the top 20 cars in the world every year. Basically, all Japanese brands automobiles seem to very reliable and are usually rated as such. Japanese cars have a reputation for reliability which far outstrip their American and European rival. If you follow Japanese cars, then there were a good chance that your car will break down less frequently, and then will be a long time before you need to trade your old car in for a new one. While US and European motor manufacturers have started to close the gap on the Japanese competitor when it comes to reliability, cars from the Far East country still have an advantage over the rest of the world. Reliability is a hugely important factor when it comes to deciding whether your next car is going to be from Japan or not. But it is far from the only issue which consumers consider before spending their hard-earned cash on a new set of wheels. It's all very well having a reliable car, but the vehicle cannot deliver the performance that you want or need, then it doesn't really matter how infrequently it breaks down. The Japanese motor industry may be well known for a dependable family and body car, but manufacturers have embraced the performance car market more wholeheartedly in more recent years, producing some of the most exciting sport cars and the most opulent luxury vehicle in the world. The Nissan Qashqai SUV is beefy enough to compete with anything US manufacturer can offer, while Mazda is well known for its range of sporty roadster, as well as their most sedan, hatchback, and compact cars. Perhaps the most exciting recent Japanese performance car is the Honda NSX, a welcome return for an old favorite, production of which has previously been halted in 2005. The second generation NSX looks as stylish as any Italian sports car and display an engine performance to match. Next is Japanese car makers also embrace the popularity of so-called infotainment system which incorporated navigation and also entertainment. It has the ability to safely connect to your cell phone even when you're behind the wheel. One example is Mazda in-car infotainment system, MS that connects, has inbuilt radio apps to allow drivers to access digital radio station, while Toyota Touch System is the company attempt to take on the Apple CarPlay and also Android Auto by offering the latest entertainment technology. Infotainment is now a major selling point for cars, and Japanese car makers do it very well. One of the other major factors which consumers consider when deciding which car to buy is its efficiency. How many miles you get to the gallon. Gas prices are constantly fluctuating, leaving motorists at the mercy of geopolitical trouble, which can drive up costs at the gas station. In this circumstance, finding an efficient car is important than ever for ordinary family who need to get from A to B but do not have a small fortune to spend on the way. The example is the Accord, the Honda stylish sedan, get 40 miles to the gallon, while SUV, the Mazda CX-5, get 20 miles to the gallon in city, 29 miles to the gallon on the highway. Particularly impressive given the reputations SUV have for gasoline. Anyone who buy a new car knows that there is good chance that they will want to sell on at some point in the future, and therefore they want to know that they will be able to maximize the return on their initial investment. Another advantage of owning a Japanese car is that the resale value is relatively high. Japanese cars don't seem to depreciate nearly as fast as American or European manufactured cars. Other than that, people that purchase Japanese cars when they are new often enjoy much better trade-in value. In addition, they can normally demand for higher price for their used vehicle when trying to sell it. This is another area where Japanese cars often perform better than vehicles from the States and also Europe. Every year, automobile website Edmund recognize the importance of resale in its Best Retail Value Awards, and Japanese cars have dominated in this list in recent years. The average car will depreciate by about 60% over 5 years, but cars from Japanese manufacturers tend to do much better. In 2018 Best Retail Value Awards, Toyota cut out on top in the overall category, with a honorable mention for Honda, while their luxury brand Acura and Lexus were also recognized. Honda come top for the return value in the compact and the midsize cars categories, thanks to the Civics and also Accords, respectively, while its Honda CR-V was the best compact SUV for resale value. If you want to get as much of your money back as you can when you finally sell your car, buy Japanese cars. Another potential drawback with Japanese used vehicle is the fact that the larger down payment may be required to purchase this type of vehicle, while many consumers will offer a higher price for many Japanese used cars. Some banks and auto lenders are not willing to invest so much in any cars. Therefore, some consumers may be required to make a larger down payment when purchasing a Japanese used cars. Of course, the age and condition of the car will be influenced by bank willingness to potentially loan on any vehicle. Finally, the other potential disadvantage to owning a Japanese vehicle is that they are generally smaller in size and design than American vehicle. To conclude, buying Japanese car has their pros and cons. There was a time when the automotive industry was expected to mature once it entered a certain growth stage, and the keen growth curve was also most discussed. Almost all the predictions were completely wrong, and the automotive industry has shown a more dynamic development. Japan automotive industry took the lead at leading vitality to the world industry and contributing a dynamic industrial model. Japan's ability to produce popular, reliable, and affordable cars throughout the 90s resulted in Japan becoming the largest car producing nation in the world in 2000s. Unfortunately, this disaster will push Japan automobile manufacturers to their limits in terms of ingenuity and resourcefulness. While Japan used cars are certainly well known for their dependability and reliability, they may not always be the best choice for you. Therefore, you should take time to evaluate your own personal need and situation before purchasing any used cars. That's all from me. Money is on a tool. It will take wherever you wish, but it will not replace you as the driver by and rate. Thank you. That's all from me. Thank you.